here. I'm here. I'm back. I'm back for another stream. I am taking a little break from the movie marathon to get some streaming in, and then I think I'll do another movie before I end the night. It'll be The Grifters. We watched Heather's and Pump Up the Volume, two high school movies with about a year of each other, both with Christian Slater. Um, Heather's was a nightmare. It's the closest thing to a woke dystopia. Like there are no heroes. There are no redeemable people in that movie. There's nobody to root for. Everybody is awful all around on all the sides. Watching these movies, I tell you, it's an inferno. It is a journey through hell. In fact, I want to read that quote I've read before from Italo Calvino from Invisible Cities about the inferno because I think it applies to community building in the Panelverse, as so much of these movies do. He says the inferno of the living is not something that will be. If there is one, it is what is already here. The inferno where we live every day, that we form by being together. That's a very Gen X thing, sensibility. There are two ways to escape suffering it. The first is easy for many. Accept the inferno and become such a part of it that you can no longer see it. The second is risky and demands constant vigilance and apprehension. Seek and learn to recognize who and what in the midst of inferno are not inferno. Then make them endure. Give them space. And that is what this is for. This space is to help those that are not inferno endure. And watching these movies, like, it's almost all inferno. Finding that one person here or there that's not inferno is the River's Edge had a few, believe it or not. And you get the anti-heroes too, the people that are they're the heroes and they're the people to root for and they defeat the bad guy at the end, much like in True Detective. But they're very flawed people. Like they're probably not people you would actually want in your life. Um, and then Pump Up the Volume to me is the Slacker and Pump Up the Volume. Those are the two. They're from 1990. The two definitive generation Gen X movie. If you want to see Gen X at its most, I don't know, not most pure. That seems the wrong word. But if you want like the essence of Gen X distilled in two movies, watch those two and the Panelverse because there's a big relation. Pump Up the Volume is about Christian Slater. He has a pirate radio station. And like everybody gets on their phones, they still have the corded phones. And so all the high school kids get on their phones and call each other while they're listening to this radio. So it's auditory and they're networked through the telephones. But it's like a little proto Panelverse because they're all clustered around the same medium, which is this guy just speaking his truth from his bedroom. And they're all talking about it with each other live as it's happening with their telephones. And a lot of it centers around free speech. It's so relevant to what's happening today politically. Like the adults, the school team, the principal, all those people are like the Kamala and Hillary that want to restrain speech because this guy has a platform and he could be dangerous. And what are the limits to what he's allowed to say? And you see some true Gen Xers. I think the kids at this school represent probably an accurate snapshot of what high school Gen X life was like, and the kids have that true Gen X ethos. It's rebellious, but not nihilistic and not just for the sake of rebellion. It's also refreshing to see a couple of, like all the girls in that movie, I didn't have a problem with a single one of them. They were all the cool, down to earth Gen X chicks that I knew that were untainted by third wave feminism, although that also cropped up that year. Hello, Mr. Joe.
Hey,
What's up?
you know, playing my non real money poker tournament.
You're playing
Doing
poker
okay.
right now as you hang out on the panelverse.
I am.
See, if you're doing it, there's potential for others to become just as addicted,
Yes,
are drawn to, are just as inclined to make it a valid option for recreation
exactly.
and
And
stimulation and
it is
engagement.
pretty fun. All right, I'm gonna have to fight for this pot. Give it to me. Yeah. Ah, that one I played well.
Yeah,
Okay, what
I
place
remember
am I
the
in right now?
days when you used to
I
have to
am.
fight for the pot.
I'm in 13th place out of 52 players. Okay.
Pretty lucky.
Oh no, I've been playing well. I made most of my gain on like one hand. So it was about again managing risk. That's what I did. Ooh, I don't want to play that.
And you don't know any of the people you're playing with; they're just names on a screen.
Just a bunch of random people. Yeah, I can show you my screen if you want to see what it looks like.
I don't. Is it? I'm worried about copyright. Like if it's something that I don't.
Oh, pretty sure people could stream this. People stream gaming all the time. Like professional poker
Even
players will
poker
stream.
games.
Professional poker players will stream like their gameplay. Um, like they do it on YouTube. Like I'm subscribed to a professional poker player. Um, if he's not allowed to like stream his own gameplay, I don't know how he's getting away with it then.
I don't know. I really don't know the rules around
Okay.
this.
Well, don't do anything you're not comfortable doing, Jeff.
It's
What the
risk
hell kind of
management. It's
yeah.
unknown. I'm not sure what the precise rules are, and I'm getting a small intuition that it could be a risk. Probably not, but there might be some percentage. And so it's like figuring out: do I want to risk? What are the advantage of risking showing the screen versus because it's unknown, being more cautious and conservative about the risk. Tell risk.
Got pocket eights. Yeah, you've been on a Gen X movie binge lately. Have you? Is this
Well,
something like
it's the
you're
Gen. I didn't realize it, but this weekend was the Gen X Film Fest in
okay?
Discord that I didn't realize was happening until I got in there and started watching all these movies. And so I have to continue now. It's part of my ongoing education.
I'm gonna check this. Eights are good, but not against that flop. I don't want to fight for this one. Yeah,
And then
you said
also like financial incentives can compel risk taking as well. So you can incentivize me to take risk with
yeah.
super chats.
So there is that. And there's a so Howard Marks wrote an essay about it. I actually linked it in the Discord in that finances and investing channel. If you ever want to like scroll through it and see it yourself, but basically he argues that you can incentivize people to take risk um, in ways that seem less risky. And he basically said that a long period of low interest rates creates an environment of risk because um, um, when interest rates are low,
There's less
you can't
risk.
put your money in like cash or something and get much of a return. It's almost zero at that point. So, and then you got to ask, well, why would I accept that, right? I want to do something. I want to make my money work. And so, what it does is it motivates people to put their money in riskier things in pursuit of some kind of a reward.
Hmm.
And he thinks that's sort of like what explains a lot of bubbles and why there was like a lot of stuff in the commercial real estate. I don't know if you heard much in the news over the last couple of years about how commercial real estate was really fucked up after rates started going up. Um, and it's because interest rates were near zero and people didn't like lenders, like banks and other institutions, didn't just want to sit on their money. And so they were just giving mortgages out to a bunch of people who probably didn't need them.
So is that why people feel controlled by the feds? Because they can incentivize whatever behaviors they want at any given time, and people feel
P-
like that's
people like
programming and
to
control.
people like to blame the Fed because they don't want to accept responsibility for their own risk
That's what it sounds
management.
like to me. Like
That's
the
exactly what it
Fed
is.
can
People are like,
influence
oh,
or maybe manipulate a certain
the,
like trend or direction, but
the
they're
cabal
not forcing anyone
sabotaged
to
me.
follow it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's that they want to blame the cabal and they don't want to think, oh, why did I invest in something where if the Fed just says, we're going to raise rates, I'm fucked, right? Like that could happen any day. Any day the Fed could say we need to raise rates, and the people who complain about the Fed know this in
Even if they
advance.
weren't corrupt and it wasn't a conspiracy, they could still raise
Yeah,
rates at any day
they could
as
still
part of
raise
their
rates.
normal function.
If they're convinced that it's time to raise rates, they're going to do it. And as soon as that moment came, Jerome was like, "We're doing it. We're raising rates." And it was the fastest rate hike in history. You're not even obligated to get gradual rate hikes. This is the fastest rate hike in history. And so this is where the interesting stuff happens. It's 4% of financial history that happens outside of two standard deviations, and this is one of those
Oh
things. We
yeah.
never had rate hikes this fast, and so were these people invested so that they would be okay if something like that happened, and they weren't. So they got screwed over for it. Yeah, poker is there's an interesting thing of risk management here because I actually signed back into this account after almost like a year. And you start out with like a few thousand like fake chips, right? That you can't really exchange them for money, but you can grow this, and then you can buy into bigger tournaments and just basically see how much you can grow your stack. And um, I think I started with like 10,000. I think that's how much you start with. And I had left that off at like 400K. Um, so I was doing something right. But in general, what I have found, even I imagine it's the same when real money's on the table, is that you make most of your money with just a handful of hands. Only a few hands are really worth playing and taking the risk. And this is how it is with like a lot of things. Like a lot of things are going to be very risky. They're not worth it. Like people, right? We don't have to talk about stocks. Most people are either going to screw you over or just it'd be like if you didn't even talk to them. So why bother, right? Maybe they won't screw you over, but will you be any better off? No, you'll be the same. You want to focus on people who aren't going to waste your time.
But also are gonna like add something productive as well.
Exactly. And so if they don't add anything, they're wasting your time
They're
because
just an
it could be
NPC. They're
right.
they're a neutral. They're a wash.
And time you spend with them is time you don't spend with a doer, since you like that word.
Yeah, I would love to find more doers.
Yeah, they're surprisingly rare, aren't they?
A lot of dreamers show up here for some reason, and I get all excited because I can't tell the difference, and I think that they're doers.
They're like, oh, we could do this and we could
Well,
collaborate
they
on
like
this.
to like make like I can't tell you how many Dungeons and Dragons games we were supposed to start, how many panel games, how many movies, movie scripts. We had all these projects that were they seemed easy to get off the ground. It just involved agreeing to like meet at a certain time and get them going. But we would sit on panel and talk about them for 3 or 4 hours when we could be doing 3 or 4 hours of the actual work. All they wanted to do was talk about the thing. They didn't want to actually take any kind of action. It was
Oh,
dreaming. They got
reminds
their
me.
brain got pleasure from the dreaming of it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It reminds me of that lyric that goes, "Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me."
Sounds pretty gay. I'm surprised I don't know that one.
It's that song from the Muppets movie.
Oh yeah,
Kermit
no,
sings
that
it at the
explains it.
beginning.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know a Muppet song. Yeah,
Um,
that's so yes, so people so like if you do that, that leaves you a very little narrow band of people to work with. At least it does for me. I
mm,
calculated to down to the number.
all right, made a little money there. The thing is too, if you pick your bets well, when you do bet, people know you mean business, and sometimes you can just bully people out of a pot. So that's nice. Um, but yeah, it's honestly though, I'd like to make the monopoly thing happen. Because I think that would be a great way to actually like. It's not really that bad of a simulator of like
How
investing
many
because
players do we need?
I think we would want at least 5 players for it to be good. 4 could maybe work, but I really think 5 is better.
Put
6
something
is
in the
fine,
Discord and see if we can get 3 more because we have two.
but we don't just need 5. We need 5 people who aren't going to be like turn it into drama because Monopoly is um like already there's like people who want to turn panels, just normal panels, into drama, right? And then it's like, what happens if
Or
you're
don't know how
provoked?
to stop it from turning, even if they don't intend to. They don't know how to
Yeah.
keep it from turning into
And
that.
think of how that game, like, it's so easy to provoke people, right? You need people who are going to be able to play it, and even when they're getting totally screwed over, they can just realize and say, "This is just the game. They are playing the game. It's the way it's supposed to be played. It's about grinding your enemies into dust, right?" Um, it's a brutal look at capitalism, really. So if we can get 5 people who are level-headed enough to do that,
Maybe we
I
could
think
get Jack Talcott to play.
yeah, as long as they're a level-headed temperament, that's fine.
Mm,
That's more important than how smart
not
or
when it
dumb they
comes to
may be.
capitalism. that that might be that might
Is
be
he
the
like a
risk.
is he a Marxist or something?
He is very yes. He's very anti-capitalism.
Well, can
He
he
gets very
put
worked up about capitalism, so it might
can
be
he put it
interesting for
aside
him
for the game?
therapeutically to engage, like
Can he put it
where they,
aside for the game?
yeah, like exposure therapy. So
I'll call this one.
I
It's
was making a
borderline.
joke. He won't play. I doubt.
Okay,
Jack, if you're out there, and you want to play Monopoly, but I was more making a joke.
gotcha. All right, I need to play this pot. I got a flush draw, and I have an ace of clubs, so I'll have the nut flush. There we go. I got the pot anyway. That's not bad. It's not bad. Too many people are playing pots. Here's the thing about risk management with poker. Um, the reward, if more people are playing in a hand, goes up, right? Because if everyone bets the same amount, right, it's a bigger pot. But the risk is also much higher because your odds of winning the pot go down substantially, right? Like if it's you against one other person, you could say it's 50-50, and you can usually tell if you have a majority chance of winning. But if it's split like 4 or 5 ways, there's all these different hand combinations that could be in play that you don't know, and you can't read what everyone's doing like the same as you can one-on-one, right? Like it's all chaotic then. So it's way riskier to um to play with more people. So you gotta make sure you have a really good hand and be willing to fold a lot. Because I notice online, unlike like on TV, if you ever watch professional poker players, most people will fold, but on these
I
online
used to
betting
watch
games,
celebrity poker.
okay. Yeah, I used to, when I was a teenager, I was had this phase where I watched the World Series of Poker, because that was like the first time it was aired on TV. Um, and then I like didn't pay attention to it for years, and then I got back into it recently. I started following Daniel Negreanu.
I had friends in
Uh,
Vegas that did it for a living. I had one friend. He bought like a house, a fancy car, everything. He would go downtown and play the drunks and
hmm,
like win all their money because they were drunk. And that was his living. That was
interesting.
his full time income.
Yeah, you gotta find a rube and just milk them for money. That's why people get mad about like the Fed and stuff is they see it like poker and they feel like they're being tricked and jerked around, like whenever they don't make money, like you're like, oh, you think I'm some sort of rube at the poker table, and that's not what it is. um what's this guy gonna do? Is he gonna bet? Oh, he bet big. He bet the pot. I have top pair, but he has a straight draw on the board. I'm not playing this. You need to win money, Big Dave. You play it so I can see what happens. Monopoly would be great though. So it's got to find 5 people who have a good temperament, and I think
Were we talking about racism at all, or is this him trying to instigate something? We were
um
talking about Monopoly.
um I don't know. I really don't know. Racism is real.
I don't remember even racism even coming up.
Uh, Pretty
I'm
sure
trying to
we
figure if
talked
this
about.
is response to something we were talking about that I'm just not connecting. Well, we have
Maybe
drama court, and I'm running. I got one slot for $50, a half hour slot.
maybe
This is
he's
your
just ad
chance.
libbing. Maybe he's just ad libbing.
Maybe it's a bot. It's a not lost bot. Yeah, I've never said racism. That never once have you. Will you find where I've said racism is not real. I say over and over that there are
I
individual
think this
acts
time
of
he's just
racism,
fooling
and I
around.
think they are rare in this day and age.
I think this is like him just saying hello, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think this is.
Well,
It's
good to see you too. I got a bone to pick with you too, my man, my dude, my bro, like that, like little secret handshake.
Jeff. Listen to me, man. Okay. Yeah, he's got to be. He's just bantering.
I got a bone for you. Listen to it. All right, what's your bone, not loss?
Yeah, let's find out. We got to
You get
know.
one. If I feel like it's drama court that you're trying to sneak in, I'm gonna fuss. But I'll give you one chance to wow me. And you could hit me up on Discord too. You usually do. So,
Oh, okay. I didn't know he's on Discord. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Your
oh,
mustache is crooked.
see,
He's
he
probably
does
talking.
this all the time. That's why I call him Lucy in the football. He always winds me up for something that's just a bit.
He's probably talking about my mustache.
I don't care if my mustache. I don't need it to be straight for anything. I don't do anything with it.
It's not a super prominent mustache either, so it's like
Yeah, I don't. It's like not. I don't think it's making my numbers drop or anything. So
no.
that's. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Oh, okay. Not a bad thing to have in Big Blind.
But yes, it is good to see you. If that's what all this is about. Hello
I
to
think
you too.
that's what this is.
It's late over there, isn't it? Oh no, it's early here. That's the problem.
Oh, terrible flop. But I play Big Blind, so I can maybe fake it. Let me try it.
Which ones? No, I don't.
All right, let me.
Was it Brazil? Taco Bell took over? Was it Idiocracy? I don't know that movie. Let me try to Google it.
Oh, he called me. He called me hard. Fuck. Okay, I'm out. Ooh, I lost that. Oh man, that sent me back.
Was it Demolition Man? Was that with Wesley Snipes? I think I saw part of it on VHS, but I don't think I saw it at the movies. The next one I'm gonna do Grifters tonight, and then tomorrow I think I'm gonna run Slacker again and do Slacker 2011 after it. So we'll do a double feature. Stallone and Snipes, yeah. Well, maybe I'll add this to our movie, our journey through the canon, the Gen X canon.
Place did I fall to? I didn't fall that far. I'm in 16th place still.
Maybe it's just a quiet night in the Panelverse. I do notice there are a lot of other streams going. Some of them are drama
Could be.
streams.
Yeah, they probably got all the attention.
Yeah, so I might
So who do you think are five that would want to play? Because I think it would be better if I didn't play, so that I could
Oh,
be more of
why?
a.
Like
Because
you
then
would
I could be
host
more of
it?
a. Okay, so here's my idea for monetizing. Right, it's um, chat can pay for them to, like, let me be their advisor for that turn for where they're in a pinch. Be like, hey, if you want this person to have a better chance of winning, um, chat could be like, I'm assuming it'd be five people that chat's familiar with. So the idea was that if chat wants to engage with the game, then they could be like, yo, if someone's like just trying to figure out what to do, like
I'm
whether
trying to
you know,
think who's like nerdy enough and focused enough to pull it off, and
yeah.
interested enough and has the time. How long do you think a game would take?
Well, I think that it could take it could take a few hours. You could, maybe be 4 hours. So we could do an
Oh Lord.
intermission, and then we could also do it in a way where like I'm doing it through because I don't have the means to set up Cosmic Monopoly, but I do have Monopoly Go on Steam, and then I could just run that, and then I could let the people just sort of tell me what moves they want to make. um, and share the screen on
Monopoly,
that.
cosmic monopoly. I tell you
I
what,
don't.
we recruit for this thing, which the five people whatever, and I will run a separate game of cosmic monopoly
Yeah, I think Cosmic Monopoly could be good,
because I want to
but
do cosmic encounter, but I can't figure out how to work tabletop simulators. So cosmic and monopoly would be a way to at least get something close to it.
yeah. For my purposes, I think most people already know how to play Monopoly, so I wouldn't necessarily have to like teach them much, right? Whereas with Cosmic Monopoly, there's the risk of like having to teach people things and then they don't learn it well or something.
Well, not really. They just have to know monopoly and then know what rule to change.
Okay. And then I'd want to see that they can like actually, I don't know, play like Monopoly without blowing up. So
We don't get a lot of hot ladies here, or any ladies here that we know of. But I, but
yeah,
I don't really know. They're mostly screen names to me. Are taken some of the ladies that appear to be hotter. You don't really know. It's like phone sex. You don't know
I
what
like how
voice
you
is
can
on
be
the other end of
objective,
the avatar. I mean,
Jeff. I
what
like how you can be
person?
objective and like determine that some ladies are hot even if you're gay.
Yeah, but I could still like judge if I think a straight guy would find them hot or not.
Yeah, yeah, no, I like that. Some people will just act like, oh, I can't say I'm gay. It's like, come on, you know
No,
what
I mean I can't.
people
I
like.
can. I mean I can tell what I know what types they don't like. Put it that way. And but other than the few women that do come on panel, most of them are avatars. Like I don't know what they look like, so they're just a
Hmm.
voice to me, and I don't know how to judge hotness from just that.
Hmm.
So that's why I say we don't get a lot of hot people, but they could all be hot. I don't know. I'm just assuming that they're not. Because I guess the assumption, the bias maybe, is if they're hot, they would cam up. They wouldn't hide behind an avatar because they would want to maximize the effect they get from the hotness. And so if somebody's
Oh,
hiding behind the avatar, I make the assumption that there's appearance reasons involved.
I just lost a big hand. Ooh, thought I had it.
But maybe I'm just shallow.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. But yeah, I don't think there are very many hot ladies around here. I think hot ladies have better uses of their time. If there are any hot ladies in here, they're probably Spurgs. Would that be correct, Jeff?
Probably, I think everybody's a Spurg.
Everybody's a Spurg?
Pretty much. There's some neurotypicals, but I think for everybody here, or even in the panelverse, like the rate of spurgery is very very
Okay,
high. I would put it at maybe 80% easily.
gotcha. Yeah, I kind of see that a bit. Some folks, it's more obvious than others.
Yeah. I'm watching some of these drama panels.
What are they saying? What do they reveal?
Nothing. They're talking about people I don't even know, so it's not interesting to me. I realize drama's only interesting if you know the people.
Yeah, I looked at I've looked at some of these channels and I'm just like they're all like the same to me. It's just different people involved. Like they're talking about the same stuff. They're getting like
The
offended at
pattern,
each
like the
other.
group dynamic patterns, are the same. Like when that drama triangle activates with rescuer, perpetrator, victim, it's the same no matter where it happens. It doesn't even matter the individuals involved. It's going to play out the exact same way every time.
Yeah, and like the underlying topic that leads to it. Like usually it's like it starts with they hate somebody's opinion on something. Um, it's like the topic is just I don't know, never interesting. It's like the folks are pathologically unhappy. They just need to be upset about something.
Yeah, because they're living in the Gen X doom world that we grew up in, and they don't know how to get out of it like we did, or how to make themselves immune from it, or how to have a life independent of it. They're very at the mercy of it. It defines them. And I wonder, like, I think Gen X had a better sense of, we developed a better internal sense of ourselves. Like, so that the external world just didn't affect us as much because we had
Hmm.
something going on inside of us. And so I don't know what they're countering that with now. If all they're faced with is doom and gloom, is there something inside of them that they can turn to?
Hmm. Well,
All right. Well, I ran for about half an hour. If nobody else is going to come up,
and I just
I,
lost the tournament, so
I can just go start another movie. I just felt obligated to check in between films.
yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Um, all right, well, um, it was a good stream today, Jeff, and we should talk more about this Monopoly idea and see who would be
Oh
interested.
yeah, just put a post in the Discord, and
Okay.
I've recruited before for games and got nothing. So
Should I
don't,
do it
like,
in
manage your
gaming
expectations.
or should I? What would be the best channel? Would it not be gaming?
Put it in general if you want. I think more people will see it there because it's stream related. It's not just
Okay.
for games. It has the potential to be something on the stream. Justin Trudeau might be going to dinner at your sister's house. That's Lucy in the football. I know. Like, you're not gonna fool me with that one. Here is the thing I did with Joe today. We talked about risk management, and we watched this video from Howard Marks. It was really good, so I recommend. You might. I learned a lot from it, so you might get something out of it too. Okay, not lost. Well, I look forward to the photos and the
Yeah,
gossip.
send some.
I wonder if she'd want to stream it. Maybe you could sneak it onto the panel.
Yeah, loop your sister into the panelverse.
I've invited Trump if he wants to come in, or any of Vance, any of those people. If y'all run out of people that's willing to host y'all can come here and talk, have a debate. Or not laws. At least do this. At least tell them about the channel. Like, let Trudeau and your sister know that we're out here, just in case, or he could, like, spread the word. That's what I need. Is like big network people that can promote channels.
That's exactly what you need.
Like a channel, like a Casey Kasem for channels that can get the up and coming channels out into the world. All right. Well, I'm excited, not lost. For nothing. All right. I'm gonna go start the next film. It's gonna be The
All right.
Grifters.
All right. Good talking, Jeff.
You too, Joe. I'm sure I'll see you around. It's Angelica Houston, John Cusack, Annette Bening, and for it's not like a teen movie. It just happens to be a good movie made in the same year, but it's adult. I think it's even set in like the 50s LA or something. But there, it's three con artists. It's a mother, a son, and his girlfriend, and all three of them are grifters, con artists, and um, what happens when they start to figure it all out, see who ends up on top. Um, so I'll go start that, and then I will be out tomorrow. I think I'm going to run Slacker and Slacker 2011 tomorrow. So I'll do a morning stream first, and then I will run the movies, and then I'll do an afternoon stream. So that's the plan. So I'll be in the Discord. Have a good rest of your night. I may be back out afterwards. Who knows? It's still early. We'll see. Either way, enjoy the rest of your night, and see you later. Take care.